7987. That's 800-481-7987.
It's time for the Playmaker Spotlight with Executive Coach and Vistage Chair, Dick Smith.
Well, welcome once again to the Playmaker Spotlight, the part of Get Down to Business where we speak to CEOs and business owners and share their stories and best practices with you. Playmakers is brought to you in part by Vistage, the world's largest CEO advisory board organization. And I am your host, Dick Smith, the CEO business coach and award-winning chair for Vistage International. And tonight, I'm very happy to have as our guest Bret Bonnet. He's a partner and co-founder of Quality Logo Products, headquartered in Aurora, Illinois. From their website, founded in 2003 by North Central College friends Bret Bonnet and Mike Wenger. Wenger. Quality Logo Products is a promotional advertising company based in Aurora that provides imprinted merchandise to online customers. And today, Quality Logo Products has reached over $32 million in sales and over 100 employees. Bret, co-founder, president, chief marketing officer of Quality Logo Products. Welcome to the Playmaker Spotlight.
Thanks for having me. That's a lot of titles.
It seems like it fit on your business card, does it?
I don't think so.
Hey, Bret, tell us a little bit about the CNN story. How did you guys get started, and explain a little bit your role and that of your partner Mike's with the company?
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually been in the promotional products industry for 17 years. Quality Logo Products has been around for 11 years. Mike and I met in college in Naperville, Illinois, North Central College, a small local college, and we were both taking the same educational track, entrepreneurship major, and we decided that, hey, we both really liked the industry. He has a strong background, logistics and sales. I was more of always kind of the nerd, software and development, always had a niche for marketing, and we just kind of came together, and how always college friends do, usually over beers and parties, and Quality Logo Products was conceived.
About 11 years later, you guys are in the top 50 of thousands and 30,000 companies sort of do what you do. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, there's 30,000 people who do the exact thing that I do. So unfortunately, it's kind of hard to be unique in that regards. Wow. But yeah, top 50 and was actually $34 million of sales last year.
Well, that's incredible. And just since 2003. 2003. Okay, so you know, you and I talked beforehand, and I understand that you don't operate like traditional advertising specialty firms, which, by the way, as we talked, I owned one many years ago.
Small world.
Yes, with sales. You don't operate with salespeople with feet on the street necessarily. Tell us a little bit about your differentiation.
Yeah, most of this industry, when I say that 30,000 number, I'd say a vast majority of it are those mom and pop shops, people who kind of go door to door trying to sell a vacuum and then, try and sell you a custom stress ball with their logo on it while they're at it. We're entirely website-driven, lead-based, so as opposed to going out there and cold calling. All our salespeople are responsible for basically servicing the customers that the website is generating for them as leads. So I like to call it as commission customer service, but it's a lot more than that. It's kind of discounting the amount of work it takes to produce a sale and take care of the client in that regards when I say that. But yeah, it's actually pretty straightforward, and the website drives 100% of the business.
So you don't have the typical salesperson sitting at a desk making cold calls or even warm calls to customers trying to talk them into buying imprinted merchandise?
Yeah, no one outside. There's people sitting in front of a desk answering the phone, but they're not doing
It's all inbound. So
yeah.
you figured out how to bring it in through search engine optimization, I'm assuming, search engine marketing?
Yeah, we do. We spend a lot in PPC. We spend about a little bit under $150,000 a month on AdWords and things like that.
For people that don't know, PPC, pay for click.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So it's those ads that appear above the organic listings on the search engines, and then we do a lot of search engine optimization and such.
So you are one of those young entrepreneurs that have figured out the internet and figured out how to get those inbound warm leads, if not sales opportunities, right? And
yeah, we got lucky. We started the company right when that was kind of a thing. It was still very raw. There was still opportunity to take advantage of that. I wouldn't say that window of opportunity is as wide as today as it was 11 years ago. But we did, we took the road or path less traveled 11 years ago, and it's really paid off.
So you have people answering the phones, customer service, relationship manager type people, and they get commissioned on how much they sell, that person that calls in?
Yeah, they get a percentage of the profit of what they sell, but that's really not the driving force to them. They take an excellent care of the customers, and building those lasting relationships is their number one priority. We're still in a customer service business and game. Everyone's selling roughly the same products. So between our website and how we service the customer, it's really only differentiator.
So it's a repeat customer you're looking for, repeat business year after year, year over year. So
I've had the same client for 17 years actually, and fortunately she just retired, so it was kind of a sad moment because she was my first sale, and so we got to share that special moment.
Very cool. So quickly, tell me about this. Why do you think the number one reason people keep coming back to QLP?
Because we're just different. I would say we're like the Donald Trump of promotional products. We go about things the unconventional way. We really do like to just kind of think outside the box, and great price, great service, and we just make it fun. I mean, that's number one priority is fun.
Good for you. I'm assuming your 100-plus people are a lot of young folks. You're probably one of the older guys in the group, or what?
I used to be the baby, and now like the senior citizen.
32 years old. How old are you?
32, yeah. I used to be the baby.
Well, listen, if you're just tuning in to this is the Get Down to Business Playmaker Spotlight. It's brought to you in part by Vistage International, the world's largest CEO and business owner private advisory board organization, and we're talking to the very young and talented Bret Bonnet. He's the co-founder and president and chief marketing officer of Quality Logo Products. If you need a promotional product with your logo on it, I suggest you call these guys. They seem to really know what they're doing. They're top 50 out of 30,000 companies doing this. So what's one specific major challenge your company is facing today, would you say, Bret?
It's a double-edged sword. As much as we use search engine marketing and AdWords, pay-per-click advertising to drive new customers to the business, to the website, the cost of doing so has increased exponentially over the years. 2013 and 2014, the cost, average lead generation increased by 200%. 2014, 2015, another 100%. So the cost of doing business in terms of getting those leads in is becoming very expensive.
And what I've heard from many people is that Google keeps changing the game, right? They keep changing the rules for who gets to the top.
There's not enough time in this segment to share my feelings about Google. They're definitely, it's a lot more of a black box today than it was 11 years ago, that's for sure.
Yeah. So tell me, if you were to start QLP today, what would you have done differently versus when you started 11 years ago?
I would have started today, unfortunately. So I don't know how I can answer that question. The opportunity is, it's the cost of entry is so much higher than it is today. I started the company with $10,000 of capital. I would need at least 10 times, maybe 100 times that today to be any meaningful difference and get that volume and velocity needed to be successful.
So you've got a lot of young people. How do you keep them engaged? And how do you define the culture of Quality Logo Products? Why would I want to come to work there if I'm a young fellow, young lady?
Either way, men and ladies are all welcome to come. It's very unconventional. We allow flex scheduling in hours, so a lot of people maybe aren't morning people, they're evening people. They could come in at 10, work to 6. They can take a half day if they want to. They don't need to get pre-approved. We've got a lot of, snacks, video games, silly string, very casual work. I mean, everyone's practically wearing basketball shorts and a polo shirt is pretty much as dressed up as we get.
Mm-hmm. So do you actually go out and visit clients ever, your folks? Do you take products out and samples? Is it all done online?
Yeah, I don't. It genuinely will drop ship it to the customer, mail them a sample. Yeah. Some of our salespeople have some clients that do need that personal touch because, they're spending some significant money. Want to make sure the person on the line is actually a human being.
Right.
But I'd say 99.9% is strictly due through phone and email. And
you also have a uniqueness in that quite a number, well over 1,000 of the products that you suggest can be looked at in all kinds of 3D fashion over the internet, right?
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, one of the things we take pride in is our imagery and the amount of time we invest in our media. So whether it be product videos or those 360 views where you can actually interact with the product, multiple angles. We've got over 11,000 different products that you can view in literally 4K quality, video quality resolution and just interact with the product before you buy it.
So where do you think your industry is going, and your company in particular, 3 to 5 years from now? Any guess on that, or is that too far to project?
No, I think it's a reasonable projection. I think consolidation is inevitable. It's going to come around. In order to provide that value and be able to get quick to market and meet the customer needs, we're going to have some vertical integration between suppliers and distributors. I don't think there's going to be 30,000 distributors around. The cost of doing business and the cost of servicing those distributors for suppliers is going to become too much. So you'll see fewer competitors, and you'll see more streamlined production.
And more over the internet, period, right?
Yeah,
we're moving that way, no question about it.
To not go that way is a death sentence in the industry.
Well, I'm afraid we're just about out of time, but I'd like to thank you, Bret Bonnet, co-founder, president, and chief marketing officer of Quality Logo Products. Now, to get more information, perhaps job opportunities, they go to www.qualitylogoproducts.com. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, that's how you get in touch. So thanks again, Bret. And I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in. This has been the Playmaker Spotlight with your host, Dick Smith, the CEO business coach and award-winning chair for Vistage International. You can find me on LinkedIn or email me at dick.smith@vistagechair.com. Now stay tuned for more of Get Down to Business with my friend, Shalom Klein.
She's bold.